Hey, thanks for taking this quick break with me. I know you're on a mission. I know you're busy, so I want to make certain that this is a good use of your time. I don't need to tell you that the world is in a crazy place right now, and I don't need to tell you what that means for the people you depend on for your support. So, how are you going to thrive in an environment like this? Well, I might be able to help. My name is Douglas Spencer, and for the last 30 years, I've been helping organizations reframe their focus and remaster their message so they can connect with the people most important to their success, so they can thrive in any environment. Now, I've helped organizations in healthcare, media, higher ed, technology, financial services, consulting, both in the United States and abroad. And I truly believe that everybody in every situation has something to teach. And boy, have I learned a lot. And that means that my approach is continually evolving. So it's always relevant, always able to help organizations thrive no matter what environment they're in. Now, that's a little bit about me. Let's talk about you, just to make sure, again, you are in the right place and we don't waste any of your time. So if you're the executive director, senior staff member, board of directors member of a not-for-profit, or perhaps you're the CEO, founder, senior staff member of a social enterprise, any mission-driven organization, if that's you, then you are indeed in the right place. Stick with us and answer these questions for me. The message you've used for years, it's just out of date. It's lost its punch. It does not excite people the way it used to. It may not even be accurate. In fact, accuracy and consistency, they're hard to find because they seem so complicated. There's always something that doesn't fit, always something that someone forgets or something that's just not quite right. No one ever seems to get it when you give your standard explanation. Then there's that global recession. If you're a not-for-profit, you're probably worried that your largest corporate sponsors will, best case, reduce their support, or worst case, drop you altogether. Or if you're a social enterprise, perhaps you're worried about your next round of funding or the buying power of your consumers. Your team may be worried too. They might be getting anxious. In fact, they may even start bickering with one another about what to do next. Motivation and engagement is slipping. Then there are the great organizations focused on public health or racial injustice, which understandably and rightfully receive more attention from the media now, from corporate sponsors, as well as individual donors. But your work is no less important. In fact, now it might be even more important than ever before. So how do you stay top of mind? How do you make certain that you get through to the people upon whose support you depend? How do you make certain that you connect with them so that they understand how important your work continues to be? You have to reframe your focus and you have to remaster your message so it applies to today. Let me give you an example. So not long ago, we helped a new not-for-profit organization. We helped them reframe their focus and remaster their message. The Massachusetts LGBT Chamber of Commerce launched in 2008 with the broad goal of helping LGBT-owned businesses in the state prosper. For the most part, the launch was successful, mostly because of the organization's charismatic leaders and the corporate climate in Boston that is committed to community support. But in order for the organization to grow and truly flourish, it had to be more than a box checked off a company's community relations checklist. They had to involve the corporate sponsors in more meaningful ways, as well as recruit and sign member LGBT-owned businesses. That's when they turned to us and our focus and messaging framework. After we led them through our unique methodology, they were able to clarify their focus, update their message, and engage more of the people and organizations required for their long-term success. In fact, when the global pandemic hit, they were able to mobilize their corporate sponsors in a matter of days to create a $3 million loan and grant program for chamber members. Okay, I'll talk a little bit more about our work with the Chamber in a second, but before we do that, it probably makes sense to step back a little bit and understand why we get to the position where we do need to reframe our focus and remaster our message, because it happens to everyone. It's happened to me. Well, first of all, We don't know what they don't know. We live and breathe our work day in and day out and forget that not everyone understands the issues we address at the level we do. It's like recapping season 3, episode 12 of a Netflix series to someone who's only seen season 1, episode 1. We have focused too long on the squeakiest wheels and not the entire machine. Well, that leads to great outcomes in the short term, but over time, it can also lead to a blurred focus, convoluted, outdating, or even confusing messaging. And finally, we don't go deep enough with our emotional connections. The emotional connection we create with people has to be personal. Just knowing that you help others broadly, that's not enough. They need to feel something from their connection to your organization. So as I said, we have a simple, though not necessarily easy, methodology to address all of those challenges, reframe your focus, and help you remaster your message so you and your work can thrive despite what's happening in the world around us. The first step to our methodology is ask. To refine your focus, we ask questions, a lot of them, some simple, some tough, some fun, some not so much. We ask questions for you, your teams, the people you help, and the people who help you. The answers lead us to a framework that not only secures the support you need to thrive, it keeps you focused on what you do best and what is needed most. Our work with the Chamber, for example, uncovered that corporate sponsors wanted to do more than simply approve invoices, and members wanted genuine opportunities to network with each other face to face. In the second phase, we build your focus and messaging framework, which includes 3 important components. The why. At the most fundamental level, why is your mission important? Why do you care? And why should anyone else? The what and the how. What do you do to fulfill your mission, and how do you do it unlike anyone else? And then the way. What is the best way to bring your message to life? What are the filters through which you can best be seen and heard? For the Chamber, their why was inclusive relationships driving economic impact. One of their what and hows was helping members and partners at all levels of sophistication grow, compete, and succeed. And we learned that the best filters, the best lenses through which people could most easily connect with the Chamber's work included strategy, innovation, boldness, and commitment. And the third and final step of our methodology, Connect, uses your new focus and messaging framework to connect these core messages to your real-world needs. This step looks different for every organization, but can include simple one-sentence description of your organization, an elevator pitch that piques people's interest and compels them to learn more, new website or social media copy, or an updated logo and a visual identity. For the Chamber, we handed off our work to other Chamber members who updated their logo and even created a sonic brand for them. But this process is not a one-and-done exercise. The Chamber's Executive Director, Grace Moreno, says, the process impacted the work we do immediately, how we talk about what we do, how we choose what to do, how we choose what not to do, and we rely on it to this day. Douglas got my vision out of my head and into our strategy and operations. Well, you know far better than I what the consequences of inaction may be. They could be anything from layoffs to reduction of services, far fewer positive outcomes, or meeting fewer of your targets, or worst case, the dissolution of your organization. But the potential, if you decided to reframe your focus and remaster your message, you can expect recovered and protected income streams, increased support and decreased anxiety, more positive outcomes, and most importantly, a framework to help you address the unexpected and still thrive. So what do you think? You think I'm onto something? You think I might be onto something? That's fair. Let's do this. Let's have a free 30-minute chat, a brainstorming session where you can tell me a little bit about your organization. You can tell me about the challenges that you are facing, that you expect are coming, and I can offer some suggestions for steps you can do on your own right away. So worst case, you will have spent, well, what I hope would be an enjoyable 30 minutes talking to me. And worst case, you'll walk away with some ideas that you can implement right away. So what do you say? Let's reframe your focus. Let's remaster your message so you can thrive in any environment, so you can thrive in this environment. Thanks for your time.